It's Barnaby Hill! How's it
Hi.
going, mate? How's the lockdown treating you?
Yeah, great. I'm being more social, I think. I had a pub quiz last night with my friends.
In the
Uh,
pub?
yes, actually, we were all out in the pub. No, someone took the time to make a personalised one. So yeah, it's all good.
Sounds like a lot of effort. A lot of effort.
Yeah, well, what else are they going to do?
Brilliant, exactly. So, this profound change from open plan in the office doing your stuff to working from home on lockdown. What are you noticing? What's happening for you?
Yeah, I think in terms of work, it's a big change in just the rhythms and patterns of when you're concentrating, things like that. And then socially, there's all this other stuff that comes up, house parties and video calls and stuff. So I think, uh, yeah, both sides are quite different now.
Yes, exactly. So there's the work bit, there's the social bit, but let's look at those rhythms. What was normal old life like? What did you get up to?
Uh, Before, I'd say you'd come into the office on a given morning, have a pretty good idea of what you're going to do, and then you get on with your work, and you might have a new part of work come up,
Yeah.
or you might get stuck with something. So that's when you look over at who's available that can help. You go over to where they're sitting, and then the team are there, and you put your problem out there, and whoever's the right person will respond, give you an answer. If they can't do it straight away, they'll come over to your screen, and you work it out together. It's a few minutes, it's face to face, and you get your problem sorted, and you carry on with your day.
So there's almost a crossover between sort of social, professional, a sense of community, and it all sounds fairly real time. Is that fairly quick, fairly effective, efficient?
Very quick and effective. Yeah. So the problem might keep you occupied for hours if you don't do that. Whereas when you get someone in to help you with it, more experience, it's a couple of minutes, and they say, "Oh, it's just that. You just need to press this or whatever."
Exactly. And one also imagines with the visual presence of everyone clustered in one domain, you can just see they've just had a row or they're just about to rush off or there's a fire alarm. And so you're getting plenty of cues about the perfect time to pester them for a bit of attention.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just body language, you know when
Mm.
someone
Yeah.
is okay to be interrupted and pestered.
Exactly. So less snappy behaviour, less
Yeah.
snippy snappy. So okay, so new world, this crazy distributed world. What to talk us through the same scenario? You get stuck. What would you do then?
Now you just kind of take a guess at who's your best person for the problem, based on the project or the type of work, and maybe they know, maybe they don't. If they don't, you might get sort of sent around the houses, pestering five people each for a couple of minutes while they find out that they don't really know the answer and pass you on. So it does feel a lot less efficient in that way. They're not all together. You don't find the right person straight away, and then you start the process of trying to fix it, trying to get through it. And you can do screen sharing things like that with Skype and Teams or whatever, but it's never quite the same as having someone there to actually help you through.
Yeah, and this sort of technical interrupt is you can perceive it more as an interruption.
Yeah,
So it's sort
yeah.
of pass the parcel and all that sort of stuff. Okay, now that sounds tough. So are things improving? Are you working to improve the new reality, putting in a few systems or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of that particular issue of pestering too many people, you now start to get a better idea of who does what project and what area of work or whatever. So in a small team, that's quite easy. But in a bigger team, we're starting to log it all in a document. So this is the person to go to for that, and that really helps with efficiency in that way. And then, other than that, yeah, you do fall into a new rhythm.
So you've got a sort of system or project org chart, and that's your first time. So you're systematized what was a sort of natural. I can see Bob and Dave and Steve over there to something more sophisticated. No, that sounds good.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right, so working from home, the positives. What's the good stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the commute's gone, which is always nice. Lots of people know what I mean there. As well as that, it's your concentration. So you know when people are going to need to call throughout the day. and that leaves you with these blocks of time without interruption, without background noise, people having a chat, whatever, where you can just really get into deep concentration and just get your work done, probably a bit more efficiently than otherwise.
Now, Sam, we can riff on that from a sort of learning perspective. I mean, if you are interrupted from a very deep place, a Zen like level, it can take you 15 minutes to get back there. So, as you say, one imagines if you really do know you're not going to get interrupted for an hour, then you can go deep. And if you're crunching or holding algorithms in your brain, then you can do something there.
Exactly, yeah, especially with numbers. It's just always easier when there's nothing that's going to take you out of the moment, and you'll forget everything. So yeah, that's a lot better.
Now, so there's some personality types as well who are going to sort of benefit from all that. But massive challenges. I mean, if you've got tens or hundreds of people in one building and suddenly they're all over the shop, literally maybe all over the country, probably the region, what issues does that throw up for the IT director?
Yeah, yeah. So I suppose that any productivity gains you have in that concentration are also sort of the downsides, where you'll have more issues with things like connectivity
Yeah.
or getting software installed or getting a license for your software, that sort of thing. Everything's just a bit harder, and any company would struggle surely with that sort of infrastructure change almost of moving that many people to remote working. So that's always going to be an issue, I think.
So yes, you've got the externals in terms of his business coming in, but you've got plenty of internals in terms of the infrastructure. And one imagines there is some sort of competitive advantage or disadvantage how well you or how quickly you adapt to those circumstances.
Yeah.
So overall, do you think you're making the best of these crazy times?
Yeah, absolutely. You get used to it, and I think on the work side, yeah, just finding the space, the time, and getting your desk set up or whatever. It takes time, but once you're there, you know when you're going to be most productive. And then socially, seem to be busier with just calls to everyone because now you just contact everyone, don't you? That maybe you wouldn't have just given a call before. Yeah.
Yes, we've moved from emoticon from a 1 hour to a 1 hour Zoom, which is
Yeah.
socially expensive. But there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
So Barnaby Hill, engineer, executive, and home worker. Thanks for your time, mate. Stay
No
safe.
worries. Anytime. You too.